In the heart of a prestigious East Coast university, where ivy clung to ancient brick walls and ambition hung thick in the air, Alex Thompson slammed his locker shut with a force that echoed down the hallway. It was his senior year, and as the star of the debate team, president of the student council, and valedictorian-in-waiting, he had no time for distractions, especially not from Jake Ramirez, the notorious troublemaker who had just transferred in and was already turning heads for all the wrong reasons. But when Jake's piercing gaze met Alex's across the crowded quad that fateful afternoon, a spark ignited that neither could ignore, pulling them into a whirlwind of emotions that would challenge everything they thought they knew about love, identity, and societal expectations. Alex had always been the golden boy of Willowbrook University. Raised in a conservative suburb of Boston by parents who expected nothing less than perfection, he excelled in every aspect of life. His days were meticulously planned. Classes from dawn till noon, extracurriculars in the afternoon, and evenings spent volunteering at the local shelter or studying for exams that would secure his spot at Harvard Law. Friends admired him, professors praised him, and his family beamed with pride at every family gathering. But beneath the polished exterior, Alex harbored a secret that gnawed at him, a quiet realization that his attractions leaned toward men, something he buried deep under layers of achievement and denial. Coming out wasn't an option, not in a world where his father's church sermons railed against unnatural lifestyles, and his mother's social circle whispered judgments about anyone who deviated from the norm. Jake, on the other hand, was chaos personified. Expelled from his previous school in Chicago for a string of pranks that bordered on vandalism, though he swore they were just creative expressions. He landed at Willowbrook on a last-chance scholarship, with his tousled dark hair, inked arms peeking from under rolled-up sleeves, and a smirk that could disarm or provoke depending on the day. Jake embodied rebellion. He came from a fractured home. A single mom working double shifts, absent father figures, and a neighborhood where survival meant toughening up fast. Openly gay since his early teens, Jake wore his identity like a badge of honor, but it came at a cost. Bullying, isolation, and a reputation that preceded him. He didn't seek approval. He disrupted the status quo, tagging campus walls with graffiti art that critiqued inequality or joining protests against tuition hikes. To Jake, rules were suggestions and conformity was a cage. Their first real encounter happened in Professor Hargrove's sociology class, a required course that packed the lecture hall with a mix of eager freshmen and jaded seniors. Alex sat front row, notebook open, pen poised. Jake slouched in the back, feet up on the chair in front, doodling in a sketch pad instead of taking notes. The topic was social norms and deviance, and when Hargrove asked for examples of how society polices behavior, Jake's hand shot up unexpectedly. Like how schools pretend to be inclusive but freak out over two guys holding hands, he said bluntly, his voice cutting through the murmurs. The room tensed. Some students chuckled nervously, others shifted uncomfortably. Alex felt a flush creep up his neck. He agreed silently but would never voice it. Hargrove nodded thoughtfully, steering the discussion forward. But after class, as Alex gathered his books, Jake approached him with that trademark grin. "You looked like you had something to say up there, Mr. Perfect. Cat got your tongue." Alex froze, his heart pounding. No one ever challenged him like that. "I was just listening," he replied curtly, avoiding Jake's eyes. But Jake wasn't one to back down. Listening or hiding. "Come on, man. Life's too short for that crap." He clapped Alex on the shoulder and sauntered off, leaving Alex staring after him, a mix of irritation and intrigue bubbling inside. That night, Alex couldn't focus on his homework. Jake's words replayed in his mind, stirring questions he'd long suppressed. Why did he care what this rebel thought? And why did the brief touch linger like a promise? Over the next few weeks, their paths crossed more frequently, almost as if fate, or the small campus, conspired against Alex's carefully curated life. In the library, Jake would plop down at Alex's study table uninvited, cracking jokes about the stuffy elite, while Alex tried to concentrate on his thesis. At first, Alex dismissed him as a nuisance, but Jake's persistence wore him down. He learned that behind the bravado, Jake was sharp-witted, passionate about social justice, and surprisingly well-read on topics like queer history and civil rights. You think you're free because you're top of the class? Jake challenged one evening as they debated over coffee in the campus cafe. Freedom's not about grades. It's about being real with yourself. Alex countered with logic about structure and success, but each exchange chipped away at his defenses. One rainy afternoon, after a heated student council meeting where Alex proposed stricter rules on campus protests, to which Jake vocally objected from the audience, they ended up walking back to the dorms together under a shared umbrella. The tension was palpable, rain drumming on the fabric like a heartbeat. "Why do you push everyone's buttons?" Alex asked, frustration lacing his voice. Jake stopped, turning to face him, water dripping from his hair. "Because if I don't, who will? And you're so buttoned up, it's like you're afraid to breathe." In that moment, under the gray sky, Jake leaned in, his breath warm against Alex's cheek. Alex pulled back, but not before a jolt of electricity shot through him. "I'm not like you," he whispered, but the words felt hollow. As midterms approached, Alex found himself seeking out Jake's company more often. They'd study together, Alex tutoring Jake in economics, Jake teaching Alex about street art and underground music scenes. Laughter came easier, conversations deeper. Jake shared stories of his coming-out experience. The rejection from old friends, the empowerment of finding a community online. Alex listened, envy twisting in his gut. "What if your family cuts you off?" he asked once, voice barely above a whisper. Jake shrugged. "Then I build my own family. Better than living a lie." Those words haunted Alex, forcing him to confront his own fears. Was his perfect life just a facade? The turning point came during a campus-wide event, a diversity fair meant to promote inclusivity. Alex was emceeing, polished and professional as always. Jake set up a booth for an LGBTQ+ advocacy group, handing out flyers and engaging passersby. When a group of conservative students heckled Jake, calling his efforts propaganda, Alex watched from the stage, his microphone in hand. The crowd grew, tensions rising. Jake stood his ground, but Alex could see the hurt in his eyes. In a split-second decision, Alex deviated from his script. "Diversity isn't optional," he announced firmly. "It's what makes us stronger. Let's hear what Jake has to say." The audience murmured, some applauding, others whispering. After the event, Jake pulled Alex aside behind a tent. "That took guts," he said softly. Their hands brushed, and this time, Alex didn't pull away. In the fading light, they shared their first kiss. A tentative, world-shifting moment that tasted like freedom and fear intertwined. The kiss lingered in Alex's mind like a forbidden melody, replaying during lectures and late-night study sessions. He told himself it was a mistake, a momentary lapse in judgment, but every time he saw Jake across the quad, his resolve crumbled. Jake, sensing the internal storm, gave him space but not silence. Texts trickled in, casual at first. "Missed you in class today," evolving to thinking about that kiss. "You okay?" Alex's replies were guarded, but each one pulled him deeper into uncharted territory. As winter blanketed the campus in snow, their secret meetings became routine. They'd sneak off to the old observatory on the hill, a forgotten spot where stars pierced the night sky. There, wrapped in blankets against the chill, they talked for hours. Jake opened up about his past. The bullying that led to his rebellious streak, the foster homes before his mom got stable, and the ex-boyfriend who broke his heart by choosing the closet over love. "I won't hide for anyone," Jake declared, his voice steady. Alex shared fragments of his own story, the pressure from his parents to marry his high school sweetheart, the church youth group where he'd learned to suppress his feelings, and the gnawing loneliness of perfection. What if coming out ruins everything? Alex confessed one night, staring at the constellations. Jake took his hand. What if staying hidden ruins you? Their bond deepened, but so did the conflicts. Alex's friends noticed his distractions. His grades slipped slightly for the first time, from straight A's to a B+ in sociology. "You're acting weird, man," his roommate Tyler said over pizza one evening. "Hanging with that Ramirez kid? He's bad news." Alex brushed it off, but the words stung. echoing the societal divides that loomed large. Jake faced his own battles. Rumors spread about his influence on the Golden Boy, leading to confrontations with campus security after a graffiti piece depicting two men holding hands appeared on the admin building. "They're trying to silence us," Jake fumed during a heated phone call. Alex urged caution. "We can't fight every battle." But Jake's fire ignited something in Alex, a desire to challenge the norms he'd always accepted. The first major clash came at Thanksgiving break. Alex went home to Boston, where his family hosted a lavish dinner with extended relatives. Amid turkey and football talk, his uncle ranted about the gay agenda ruining America, citing recent news about same-sex marriage debates. Alex's stomach churned. He excused himself to the porch, texting Jake, "I can't do this anymore." Jake's response was swift. "Then don't. Come back and be with me." But when Alex returned to campus, doubt crept in. What if his family disowned him? What if he lost his scholarships, his future? Meanwhile, Jake pushed boundaries further. He organized a campus rally against discrimination, inviting speakers from local LGBTQ+ organizations. Alex attended anonymously, hood up, heart racing. Watching Jake on stage, passionate and unyielding, filled him with pride and terror. After, in the observatory, Alex admitted his fears. "If people find out about us." Jake pulled him close. "Then we face it together. Love isn't worth it if it's easy." Their embraces grew more intimate, though always stopping short of anything explicit, focused instead on the emotional rawness of vulnerability. As finals loomed, external pressures mounted. Alex's parents visited unexpectedly, touring the campus and meeting his professors. Over dinner at a fancy restaurant, his mother probed, "Any girls catching your eye, honey?" Alex mumbled about being too busy, but his father's approving nod felt like chains. That night he confided in Jake, tears streaming. "They'd never understand." Jake wiped his cheeks. "Maybe not at first, but you deserve to be happy." The conversation shifted something in Alex. He began questioning the life mapped out for him. A turning point arrived during a snowstorm that shut down the campus. Stranded in Jake's dorm, Alex's power out, they spent the night talking dreams. Jake wanted to be an artist activist, using his talents to spark change. Alex confessed his passion for human rights law, not corporate as his parents pushed. "We could team up," Jake joked, but the idea sparked hope. In the quiet, Alex whispered, "I think I love you." Jake's eyes softened. "I know I love you." But love brought complications. Tyler walked in on them holding hands one afternoon, his shock turning to accusation. "Dude, what the hell? You're throwing everything away for him." Words spread like wildfire. Whispers in halls, stares in class. Alex's student council position came under fire when a petition circulated, claiming his lifestyle conflicted with school values. Jake defended him fiercely, but it only fueled the divide. "See what happens when you rock the boat?" Alex snapped in frustration during an argument. Jake shot back, "Better than sinking in silence." The societal clashes peaked at a town hall meeting on campus policies. Conservative groups protested the rally's agenda, while supporters rallied for inclusion. Alex, torn, initially stayed silent. But when a speaker targeted Jake personally, calling him a disruptor, Alex stood up. "Jake's fighting for what's right," he declared, voice shaking. "And so am I." The room erupted. His parents, who had tuned in online via a live stream, called immediately after, demanding explanations. "This isn't you, son," his father thundered. Alex hung up, heartbreaking, but Jake was there, holding him. "You did it. You're free." As the semester ended, their relationship became a campus talking point. Some celebrated it as progress, others decried it as scandal. Alex lost some friends but gained allies in unexpected places, like Professor Hargrove, who offered mentorship. Jake's art gained traction, featured in a local gallery. Yet, the emotional toll was heavy. Alex grappled with guilt over his family's pain, while Jake worried about dragging Alex down. Spring thawed the campus, mirroring the warming tensions in Alex and Jake's world, but new storms brewed. Alex's parents cut off communication after the town hall, sending a terse email. "We need time to process this betrayal." The word betrayal cut deep, fueling Alex's internal conflict. He threw himself into studies, aiming to reclaim his perfect image, but Jake saw the strain. "You can't please everyone," Jake reminded him during a picnic by the lake. Alex nodded, but doubt lingered. Was love worth the isolation? Jake's own challenges escalated. His scholarship was reviewed due to the graffiti incidents, with administrators citing conduct unbecoming. He fought back through appeals, gathering petitions from supporters, but the process drained him. "They're punishing me for being me," he confided to Alex one evening in the observatory, stars mocking their turmoil. Alex offered to testify on his behalf, but Jake hesitated. "I don't want you risking more." Their debates grew heated, exposing cracks. Alex's caution versus Jake's impulsiveness. A major conflict arose when Alex's ex-girlfriend from high school, Sarah, visited campus. Oblivious to his secret, she flirted openly, reminiscing about old times. Jake witnessed a hug and stormed off, jealousy flaring. "Still playing straight for the crowd?" he accused later. Alex explained it was platonic, but the argument unearthed deeper issues. "I'm trying to figure this out," Alex yelled. "And you're pushing me away?" Jake softened. "I'm scared you'll choose the easy path." They reconciled with apologies, but the seed of insecurity took root. Societal pressures amplified through a viral social media post. A student filmed the town hall clip of Alex's speech, captioning it "Golden Boy Goes Rogue." "Is Willowbrook turning woke?" Comments flooded in, supportive from progressives, vitriolic from conservatives. Alex's inbox filled with hate mail. "Disgrace to your family? Freak." Jake's art page exploded with both praise and threats. They leaned on each other, but the scrutiny tested their bond. "Is this what love feels like? Constant battle?" Alex asked tearfully. Jake held him. "For us, yeah, but it's real." The drama intensified at a pride event Jake organized. Alex agreed to attend publicly, a bold step. As they marched with banners, counter-protesters shouted slurs, one throwing a bottle that grazed Jake's arm. Chaos ensued. Police intervened, arresting a few. In the aftermath, bandaging Jake's cut, Alex's resolve hardened. "We can't let them win." But privately, he questioned if the fight was sustainable. Family reconciliation attempts faltered. Alex's mother called, voice trembling, "We love you, but it's against everything we believe." Alex pleaded for understanding, sharing how Jake made him feel alive. "He's a good person, Mom." She hung up, leaving him devastated. Jake's mom, in contrast, welcomed Alex during a visit to Chicago, her warmth a bomb. "Love who you love, Mijo," she said, hugging them both. The disparity highlighted societal divides, acceptance in some circles, rejection in others. A controversial twist came when the university's board debated a non-discrimination policy update, spurred by the incidents. Jake testified passionately, recounting personal stories. Alex, invited as a counterpoint, spoke on bridging divides. But a board member grilled him. "Does your relationship compromise your leadership?" Alex fired back. "It enhances it. Empathy comes from experience." The exchange made headlines, polarizing opinions. Some hailed them as heroes. Others labeled them agitators. Emotional choices peaked during a late-night crisis. Jake received an eviction notice from his dorm for disruptive behavior. Panicked, he considered dropping out. Alex offered his savings to help with off-campus housing. "We're in this together." But Jake refused at first. "I won't be your charity case." Their argument escalated, words flying like daggers. "You're too proud," Alex shouted. "And you're too scared to commit," Jake retorted. In the heat, Jake walked out, leaving Alex alone with regrets. The next day, Alex found Jake at his art studio, painting furiously. "I'm sorry," Alex said. Jake turned, eyes red. "Me too. But we have to choose. Us or the world." They embraced, deciding to fight smarter, not harder. Alex started a support group for queer students, blending his organizational skills with Jake's passion. As summer approached, a bombshell dropped. Alex's father showed up unannounced. In a tense coffee shop meeting, he demanded Alex, "Fix this mess. You're throwing away your future for a phase." Alex stood firm. "It's not a phase, Dad. It's who I am." Jake waited outside, ready to support. The confrontation ended in stalemate, but Alex felt empowered. No longer the perfect son, but his authentic self. The semester's end brought reflection. Their love had weathered storms, but scars remained. Jake's scholarship was reinstated after public outcry, and Alex's grades rebounded. Yet, whispers persisted, and family ties frayed. In quiet moments, they pondered the cost of visibility in a divided society. With summer break looming, Alex and Jake faced their biggest test yet: separation. Alex had a prestigious internship in Washington, D.C. lined up, a stepping stone to law school, while Jake planned to stay on campus, working odd jobs and honing his art. 2 months isn't forever, Jake said optimistically during their last night together, but Alex's anxiety spiked. What if distance changes things? The farewell kiss at the train station was bittersweet, promises exchanged under the hum of departures. In D.C., Alex immersed himself in policy work, drafting memos on civil rights that echoed his personal battles. Colleagues were progressive, offering a glimpse of acceptance, but loneliness crept in. Late-night calls with Jake bridged the gap, sharing laughs and longings. "Miss your chaos," Alex teased. "Miss your order," Jake replied. But cracks appeared when Jake mentioned joining a protest against a new anti-LGBTQ bill. "Be careful," Alex warned, flashbacks to the bottle incident haunting him. Jake bristled. "I can't sit idle." The call ended tensely, highlighting their differing approaches to activism. Back on campus, Jake threw himself into a mural project depicting queer resilience. Inspiration flowed, but isolation gnawed. Friends noticed his mood swings. One suggested dating apps for distraction. Jake laughed it off, loyal to Alex, but temptation lurked in a flirtatious artist named Miguel, who collaborated on the mural. "You're intense," Miguel complimented one evening over beers. Jake pulled away, but the encounter stirred guilt. He confessed to Alex during a video call, "Nothing happened, but I felt something." Alex's heart sank, jealousy mingling with understanding. "We're human. Just don't hide it." The honesty strengthened them, but trust wavered. A major escalation hit when Alex's internship boss, a closeted gay mentor, shared his regrets. "I chose career over love. Don't make my mistake." Inspired, Alex drafted a personal essay on identity for a law journal, subtly referencing his relationship. It went viral internally, drawing praise and backlash. His parents, somehow getting wind, emailed, "Stop this nonsense or lose our support." Alex agonized, confiding in Jake. "They're forcing a choice." Jake urged defiance, "Choose yourself." But the pressure mounted, leading to a heated argument. "Easy for you to say, you're out and proud," Alex snapped. "And you're still half in the closet." Jake shot back. Silence followed, days without contact. The breaking point came midsummer. Jake attended a pride parade in New York, where violence erupted, counter-protesters clashing with marchers. Jake was arrested for disorderly conduct, though he claimed self-defense. Bailing himself out, he called Alex in panic. "I need you." Alex caught the next train, arriving to find Jake bruised but defiant. In a dingy motel, emotions poured out. "I can't keep doing this alone," Jake admitted, tears flowing. Alex held him. "You're not. I'm here." They reconciled, love reigniting amid the chaos. But the incident sparked a pivotal decision. Returning to D.C., Alex confronted his boss about the essay's fallout. "Authenticity matters more than approval," he declared, quitting the internship early to return to Jake. The move shocked everyone, including Jake. "You gave up Harvard potential for me?" Jake asked incredulously. Alex smiled. "For us." But consequences followed. Scholarships threatened, family estrangement deepened. Alex's father called, furious. "You're ruining your life." Alex responded calmly, "I'm living it." Campus reopened to whispers and stares. Their relationship, now public knowledge, became a flashpoint. A conservative student group petitioned to ban promoting alternative lifestyles in events, targeting Jake's advocacy. Alex countered by running for student body president on an inclusion platform. Debates turned ugly, with opponents questioning his moral fitness. Jake stood by him, but internal doubts surfaced. "What if we lose everything?" Alex whispered one night. Jake's reply, "We already won by being together." The election climaxed in a packed auditorium. Alex's speech addressed the heart of the conflicts. Love doesn't conform to expectations. It's messy, challenging, but worth fighting for. Jake, from the audience, beamed with pride. Alex won narrowly, a victory for progress, but it ignited backlash. A vandalized dorm door with slurs, anonymous threats. Security increased, but fear lingered. In the aftermath, Jake proposed a bold move, co-authoring a book on their experiences, blending Alex's writing with Jake's art, to show others it's possible. Alex agreed, but family intervention loomed. His parents arrived for a confrontation, meeting Jake for the first time. Tensions soared, accusations of corruption, defenses of love. "He's the best thing in my life," Alex stated. His mother softened slightly, hugging him goodbye with a whispered, "Think about it." His father remained stoic, leaving a rift. As autumn leaves fell, their bond tested to limits, they faced a final hurdle. Jake's art exhibit, featuring pieces inspired by their story. Critics raved, but a reviewer called it controversial propaganda. Sales soared, but so did hate. In the glow of success, Jake asked Alex, "Ready for whatever comes next?" Alex nodded, but uncertainty brewed. The academic year wound down, victories and scars intertwining like vines on Willowbrook's walls. Alex's presidency ushered in reforms. Mandatory inclusivity training, expanded mental health resources for LGBTQ+ students. Jake's book deal materialized, their story set to inspire or incite nationwide. But personal tolls weighed heavy. Alex's parents initiated tentative contact. A Christmas card with "We miss you" scrawled inside. Hope flickered, but Jake cautioned, "Don't force it." A final conflict erupted during graduation week. Alex, as valedictorian, prepared his speech, a blend of achievement and advocacy. Leaks suggested he'd address identity, prompting threats from alumni donors to pull funding. The board pressured him to tone it down. "Stick to inspiration, not politics," the dean advised. Jake encouraged boldness. "This is your moment." Torn, Alex revised endlessly, emotions churning. On graduation day, under a clear blue sky, families filled the stands. Alex spotted his parents in the crowd, a surprise that steadied his nerves. Stepping to the podium, he began traditionally, thanking supporters. Then, pivoting, "True success isn't just grades. It's embracing who we are, despite the odds. I've learned that from someone special." He glanced at Jake, who nodded encouragement. "Love challenges us, society tests us, but authenticity prevails." Applause mixed with boos. His parents' faces were unreadable. Post-ceremony, chaos unfolded. Supporters mobbed them, while detractors shouted. Alex's father approached stiffly. "That took courage, son." A handshake evolved into a hug, his mother joining tearfully. "We're trying to understand." Jake stood aside, respectful. The reconciliation was fragile, built on compromise, family therapy agreed upon, boundaries set. But it sparked debate. Was acceptance genuine or conditional? As they moved forward, Jake's art career took off, exhibitions in major cities. Alex deferred law school for a gap year, traveling with Jake to advocate at conferences. Their story went viral through the book, praised for raw honesty but criticized for glamorizing rebellion. Online forums buzzed, "Inspirational versus dangerous influence." Reflecting on their journey, from that first gaze to hard-won peace, they pondered the societal shifts they'd sparked. Willowbrook adopted progressive policies, but broader America remained divided, with laws fluctuating on LGBTQ+ rights. Their love, once unexpected, became a beacon, but at what cost? Lost friends, family strains, personal doubts, all woven into their tapestry. In the end, as they sat in the observatory one last starry night, Alex turned to Jake. Was it all worth it? Jake smiled. Every moment, their hands intertwined, a testament to choices made amid chaos. But was their love a triumph of the heart? Or did society force them into roles they never wanted? Heroes or villains in a debate that shouldn't exist?